Are we live or is it Memorex? Yes, we are here.
We are live.
Memorex. Every week. Go back a little bit back to the 80s. If there's, one thing that you could have from the 80s, what would it be? Probably mixtapes.
Yeah.
Right? When you love people to be giving you mixtapes, they were great for the 80s. Having
I
to
made
hold
the
that
best
tape
mixtapes.
up against the radio that showed real love and commitment. Waiting for that song to come on and getting it all on that tape without rewinding it backwards and recording over it.
Stephen, you forgot one very important step in that process. You first have to call the radio station, sit on hold to request that song. Then you have to wait for it.
Yeah, I was
and don't forget the multi-deck with the CD player and the tape thing so that you could then record from CD to tape or tape to tape. Clint, I think you
obviously not from the 80s. We didn't have a whole lot of CDs in the 80s.
You didn't have a lot of what in the 80s?
We didn't have a lot of CDs in the 80s. In the late 80s, maybe, but.
Oh, yeah, my daughter is just got for graduation, she won, or her birthday, or whatever other gift-giving holiday that kids come up with, wanted a record player to play vinyl. So we got her one of those. And, I was explaining to her that I had thousands of records. And she said, well, how did you get those? I said, like everyone else, I joined Columbia House Records and I didn't pay them. And she's like, Sarah said, no, you can't do that anymore. And my daughter said, where are all the records? If you had all those records, record collecting man, you, because she assumes I probably listen to no music except for Frank Sinatra. I said, I sold them all to buy CDs. She goes, well, no one wants CDs. That's like the lamest thing is a CD. But do you remember how expensive a CD was and what you would do to get one?
Mm-hmm.
My gosh, what are we going to, or what can we use to hold over our kids' heads besides cell phone devices and laptops, Apple products? I mean, that's basically it. And as far as Apple products, we got big news here in North Carolina, right? Who from North Carolina wants to share that news?
Can I? Because my neighborhood is definitely right across the street from where it's being built.
Yeah, let Domenic.
Yeah.
I can see the land from my window. So Apple's building a campus here in the Research Triangle Park area of North Carolina, and there's going to be 3,000 high-paying jobs, bringing a ton of people over here from California, which is going to drive up home prices insanely, as if they're not already high enough. So
yeah, yesterday home prices jumped 20% from 7 in the morning to 8 in the morning when it started showing up on our Facebook.
Stephen, the home prices in my neighborhood doubled overnight. Yes.
I mean, have people knocked on your door asking to purchase property yet?
Not yet, but that's coming.
It's coming. Yeah. I told Scott we're not buying another house in the Triangle. We're just the next thing we're gonna buy is a beach house and be done with it.
Yeah, really.
Well, I mean, those Apple people will need to go to the beach too.
Oh, I'm sure they will. Andrew's got it under control.
I was about to say, we know a guy.
Yeah. I know this guy down at the beach.
The irony is I hate Apple products, but I would gladly sell them a house.
Yeah, there was one real estate agent amongst the, apparently 150 million real estate agents in the United States who said, I hate the fact that Apple is coming to Raleigh because it's going to cause so much traffic on the 55 corridor. I said, wait 5 years, pull the equity from your house, go buy a little place out in the mountains. You won't even notice the traffic because the new job here in Raleigh is going to be buying and selling houses every 2 to 5 years and pulling equity or adding equity, just like they do in California. In California, if you don't buy a house every 2 to 5 years, you're in trouble because you're going to make more money than you ever will from your job. So, Jenny, you're looking at the house at the beach now?
Yeah, I mean, it's been on the bucket list, but then I was like, I read some article that said something about instead of saving up for the second home, just buy the second home first. And it was all about how in these markets that, I mean, we can't afford to replace our right. Like we literally got priced out of the market almost overnight. And the same thing happened when we lived in Maryland in suburban DC. So, because we don't want to, like, we don't want to put that much, we don't want a house that costs like $650,000 for under 3,000 square feet with a matchbox, a matchstick yard or whatever. What is it called? Postage stamp yard. Because like we moved from DC to get away from that, and now it's happening here, and I'm kind of over it. So I was like, forget it. We're just
there are some opportunities here. People they look at everybody wants the newest best thing. I am getting my clients so many opportunities just by picking up those houses that are staying on the market a few days more. They're the ones that were with bad photographs and bad marketing and misspelled addresses, and really getting them deals. Sarah and I are on our way to purchasing a new home in that price point, 4,500 square feet in a top-notch neighborhood, right outside the Beltline in Raleigh. So there are the possibilities there. Outside, the beach, that's a great strategy. It's a really good strategy for people that are renting right now in the Raleigh-Cary area and can take the opportunity to purchase their business will allow them to work remotely, for them to buy a beach home or a mountain home as their primary residence and put as little down as 5% and take advantage of the great interest rate. So that is a strategy that you're looking at. It should pay off for you, whoever is thinking of that. But it's good news. It's really great to hear good news. And part of the good news is Mark Sher is back. He's got a great new background, so we're happy to see Mark here. The question of this week is actually, my question is, I've been hearing a lot of good news lately. It's been making me, very happy. For some reason, it makes my beard grow twice as fast. Look at that, Adam. All beard there, all the way down. I'd like to know the happy. If any of you can share a piece of happy news with me as we go around the room, and that news can be anything. That can be personal. That can be business related. It could be for your industry, etc. I just want to hear good news today. Ray Fuentes, it's been a while. You're a cheerful person in any time of year. Why don't we start with you? Give me some good news.
Good news. So 2 years ago, I made, before COVID, I made arrangements to go to Hawaii. And then they were canceled last year. And so I finally got that all worked out, and I'm going to be heading out, it's the Hawaii shirt, heading out this week.
Is that your first time going to Hawaii?
No, it's not. Second.
So is it going to be all business, or is it a pleasure or business as well?
This is pleasure this time.
Well, that's some good news. Congratulations.
Vacation.
Now people are feeling a lot safer. They're going out there traveling. I think today the CDC rolled back some of their recommendations regarding masks, saying that if you have been vaccinated, you should feel relatively safe going outside without a mask in small groups. That's not enough for me, but at least it's a step in the right direction, better than going the other way.
That's right.
Jennifer Williamson, give me some good news.
Just decided to expand my publication, not just having Carolina Bulletin, but recently created Florida Bulletin. So we're doing the same kind of idea. This time was a digital magazine. So excited. It's, going to be a slow start to build it up, but, definitely excited to start working with business owners from that region. And on top of that, looking to hear some good news with my investment status for my animation startup studio. So cross fingers, things will go well this week.
We all wish you the best of luck. And we're dying. We've never had Rockstar Connect has never had a networking event in Myrtle Beach. And we're thinking at the very least of, if we don't have a host there, at least having a pop-up event in Myrtle Beach. Sarah and I had the opportunity to go to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina during COVID, I think in October or November. And what a great town that is. A lot of fun, very free, open. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely, and things have been opened up already. That they've already started networking in person. I don't know if you heard of the tech networking group called Emerge, but they've been having for about a month networking meetings at the new Grand Strand Brewing Company, and that's a beer garden / hall, and downtown.
We had a big one in Charlotte last week. We're very excited about that, and Katie's is coming up. And when we get to Domenic, I'm sure part of his good news will be about his event. So are you going to help us down in Myrtle Beach have a real successful event since you know everybody there?
Yeah, I definitely hope so.
I'm counting on you. I'm going to hold you to it. Sarah, could you write that down? That she said she would help? Okay. You're committed now. Domenic, great news.
Well, I got lots of great news. So we had a pretty awesome event here, the RTP Business Networking event. It finally had an opportunity to reemerge for the first time since November. So we had just shy of 40 people there at G58 Cuisine in Morrisville. So great event. The interesting thing is that there were a lot of people at that event that you don't normally see out at Rockstar Connect events, which were people in IT, people in pharmaceutical, people in that were in the startup space. So a lot of different folks than, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, things like that. You see a lot of those come out, but this one was pretty unique. And I think people are just, dying to get out there. No Apple people yet, Andrew. That had not been announced. Yet. But we did have
a welcome party for them at your event.
I think we should totally do that. But well, for instance, the executive director of this area's Bunker Labs was there, and Bunker Labs is the entrepreneurial accelerator for veteran-owned businesses. So that was interesting and a good connection to have, and that. So again, great event, new venue, first time out since November. So that was really successful. More good news is immediately after our 3 martini lunch here, I'm making a trip out to get my second shot. So I'll be fully vaccinated. Yay. And then Thursday morning at 11, I leave with Mr. Midgley to head down to Hatteras and get on a boat to the Gulf Stream and catch some real big fish. So
that's
pretty excited about that.
I've literally heard nothing about anything other than fishing for the past 4 days. He's so excited.
Good thing you've been working your biceps because it's hard to pull in those big fish. So, when we were at the Charlotte event, there were people that I don't normally see at events, like people from medical offices. Mm-hmm. There were some chiropractors there. There were people that were involved in some of the local businesses nearby. And everyone just said, oh, this was great. We want to do this again. It was unusual because it almost felt like we were starting an event like in Miami or New York. So the event was 6:00 and people didn't start coming in until around 6:30. And then we were quickly at about 40 people.
Nice. Hey, that's great.
And they really had to go out of their way to do it. Parking is not that great there in Charlotte.
No, South End where you guys were, the parking is atrocious. If you want to have places that are parking that have that kind of parking, you either need to go up north to Lake Norman area, like Huntersville, Birkdale Village, or you need to go down south into Ballantyne. But anything kind of inside of the South Park, Noda, South End, and Uptown area in Charlotte don't try to park. You're screwed. Excuse me. It's brutal.
Well, I saw that We Meet was right near our venue. Literally, my dog is pulling all the electronics off, grabbing the cords and yanking them off the countertop. So I'm pulling out the cords.
Stop it, Siggy.
But there's a big We Meet right next to the venue. We're at the sister to
Nice.
Raleigh Beer Garden, Charlotte Beer Garden,
Okay.
which is enormous. I don't know how many million beers they have there. I think we're gonna go out and market to them a little bit, so some of the people that are already there can get there, and probably start the event 30 minutes later when some of the parking lots open up for the evening, instead of those ridiculously overpriced parking. So, Katie, what's the good news? The great news from Charleston?
I have lots of good stuff going on. I have lots of trips that I'm planning. I'm going to Charlotte for Memorial Weekend. I'm going to either Cancun or Punta Cana in June. I think there'll be a trip to Myrtle Beach somewhere in there. I'm moving in June. We have our gala coming up in 2.5 weeks. This past Saturday, I recorded a video for my first big headlines talk that I was asked to be a headline speaker at an all women's conference. And since the conference is virtual, they pre-recorded all the speeches, and it went really, really well, much better than I planned on, anticipated. So lots of good stuff happening.
And I understand that you have a new person in your life.
I do. I have a boyfriend now.
I saw it on social media.
If you follow me on social media, you can't miss it.
Katie, say more about that.
He's really awesome. We only met a couple weeks ago, but it's he's for sure the one. It's been 0 to 100 very quickly.
Some of the ladies at Rockstar Connect says he's pretty much a hunk.
He is a hunk.
Well, and he did the Schitt's Creek David thing for you, so how could it not be?
So if you guys watch Schitt's Creek, when David the Simply the Best, and he mouth, what's it called, lip sync it. He did that for me, and it was the cutest, funniest thing. I was sitting in a little kid chair, so I was
so funny.
It was so cute.
Well, we got to check out that video. Tag some of us in it so we can find it. Mr. Sher, Mark Sher. What's the good news down in Brickell, Florida, Miami, Florida?
The good news is that I was extremely fortunate that I was able to get out of my old condo when the prices were really high and buy a new one when the prices started to go down again. The condo market where I live in downtown Miami went crazy from September till the end of January. Then it's like someone pulled the plug in a bathtub and the water started draining out very rapidly. And so I was able to do that, and took about 10 days, but moved 3 buildings away, went from a side ocean view to a full-on ocean view.
Oh, wow, nice.
And life is good.
So what do you think caused that in January?
Well, what happened is that I think that there's certain parts of Miami that are still on fire. Like Coconut Grove is going in one direction. South Beach, still going up. Palm Beach, West Palm Beach, going crazy. Hollywood and Fort Lauderdale, stable, not going up, but single-family homes everywhere are going through the roof. The condo market is a little interesting. And I think a lot of buyers, it's a lot of younger people that are moving, not so much older, millennials and down. And they want to be in the hot, trendy areas. And places where I want to be aren't as hot, aren't as trendy. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Yeah, Brickell, I always felt should be even bigger than it is.
Yeah, well, it's a good secret.
That and Key
anyway,
Biscayne.
We're grateful.
And I love Key Biscayne too. And some people never, go to Miami all the time, never heard of Key Biscayne.
It's their loss, right?
But yeah, 100%.
But anyway, all is good. We're anticipating, hopefully, in the next month or two to be able to get back to Rockstar Connect with people in South Florida, because things are pretty much opening up quite a bit down here, and we have a very motivated governor, and it's all good.
It looks great. I know that we spoke with Tommy in Jupiter, and he said he's ready to start it. So the team is working on getting him a venue.
Okay.
Excited for events.
Don't forget about season 52 on Coral Gables. Be calling them.
They're on our speed dial.
Good.
Yeah, we've been calling them since we figured they would, let us in a year ago. But they're a little stubborn. Great news from you, Clint.
There's a bunch of things. Start with Dom's event at G58 was pretty awesome. It's nice to see that many people together in one place again. My daughter found an apartment and a couple of jobs down in Charlotte for when she's leaving in the first part of July for school. So that's amazing. Just closed a $100,000 deal that delivered. So that's amazing. And last thing is thank you to Mr. Scott Midgley, who just sent me a referral today that we've actually been working on for a few days, and just got on the phone with that gentleman up in Chevy Chase, Maryland. And he actually asked me and my production guy to come up there. He'd give us a round of golf for free and come to look at the place, but I don't know if my management will sign off on that. So
we'll make it. We'll go visit Phil and Dave.
You just let me know, Miss Jenny.
Consider you signed off. I just signed you off, so you're free to do it.
Thanks, Stephen.
So just take that to the bank with you.
Yeah, no doubt.
Arline, Warwick down in Florida.
Hello.
Share some great news with us.
I've got a lot of good news.
Only the great news.
Pardon?
Only the great news, please.
Okay.
Okay.
So I have an opportunity to speak in Dublin, Ireland, and the date isn't secured yet, so it's not a definite. I got my first Australian client last week. My papaya trees have dozens of papayas, and so I can make papaya salsa, which I love to make. And I adopted a senior dog, half blind, half deaf, but a really good dog. And a few other things, but that's, my garden's doing well. I'm getting lots of collards and kale growing, so life is good.
Everything sounded great to me except the kale.
Oh, you haven't had kale done the right way.
Okay, if you have to say it has to be done the right way, that's really stretching. I remember kale was the stuff they put under your Jell-O at Morrison's cafeteria.
You can't eat it raw. You can't eat it raw.
Right? Isn't that what they put under your Jell-O?
That or parsley, I don't know.
No,
but it's really good if you know how to prepare. But you can't eat it raw. But
I'll give it
it's really good if you know how.
I'll give you okra and I'll give you collards. I've prepared those well. They're good, but I'll pass on kale.
Okay.
Andrew, great news out at the beach.
Well, aside from Apple moving here, and that's only 2 hours away. That's phenomenal. I've got my boat trailer put back together, and the boat cushions are back. So I'm almost ready to get back on the water.
Well, that's terrific. We're ready to join you out on the water. You have an event coming up. Rockstar Connect event. When is it?
Tomorrow night at 6.
Wow. Does it look like it's going to be a successful one?
Yeah. So I was talking to Kimberly this morning, and I think so far there's 20 people that have signed up, and it's capped at 25.
Well, we'll let more people come.
I'm going to live stream it anyway. I don't care. So
where is it, Andrew?
Pizzeria Il Forno at the Point,
okay.
Kind of in the Monkey Junction area.
Yep. All right.
Well, those are always fun events. It's great. I'm glad you're back into motion. The thing with what I see with Apple that's even better that I don't know, I haven't seen anybody mention it yet, is Apple ended up going the RTP route. So they're going to be renting space there immediately with the goal to build at RTP. But keep in mind, when Amazon was coming here, the city of Raleigh was pretty much offering up all that area near Dorothea Dix Park that was the commercial portion of it that they retained. That's ready to go for another big company. So I think we heard Apple now. We're going to hear something else in the next few months. There's going to be something else coming down the pike, in which case we're going to be living in a totally different state. I don't know if that's going to be great or bad, but you know, if you do own a property, it's going to be good for you for sure.
We'll just all sell and move to the beach, Stephen.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking, you know, maybe to Tennessee or something like that, up in the mountains. And I'm more of a mountain person, and Sarah's hair looks much better at the mountains, right, Sarah?
Yes.
And she likes the clothing they wear there. You know, the jackets with the lamb's wool on it, and the North Face stuff, and the boots.
But she can't wear near as many dresses and heel combinations in the mountains when it's so cold.
Oh, she will, because she'll have her own events. She'll figure out a way. Nothing's going to keep her from wearing high heels. She wears them 365 days a year.
Well, yeah.
Pretty much. She could even probably wear them up in the Great White North where Adam Bricker is. Adam Bricker, what's the great news in the Great White North?
Great news up here is a triple header trifecta. And I love this cost. What a great format. Everybody's sharing, and they all have multiple wins. My daughter was just selected as the top scholarship winner at the University of Florida amongst all the colleges in Florida. So she has herself a nice 2-year scholarship to round out her graduate school.
That's terrific.
Yeah. Yeah, really super proud of her.
Excited to go there too. She'll be there this summer.
Oh, fantastic. We'll have to connect them together.
Oh, absolutely. She's dying to meet people there. It's such a big place. So this scholarship is for being the most academically gifted, or what was the scholarship for?
It's the most well-rounded student with regards to a health services and health sciences. So it was a year-long application. So I told her, figure it's a job, work at it as a job. So she ended up getting paid about $280 an hour for the job.
Wow, that's terrific.
Yeah.
And my daughter is applying for scholarships now, and she was very reluctant to do it. She said, "Oh, it's like scratching off a lottery ticket. You don't know whether you're going to get it." And I said, "Well, you can't win the lottery unless you buy a ticket."
Yeah.
So I encouraged her to apply for a couple scholarships, and she says they're actually quite fun. Once you start doing it.
They have a online protocol where you can apply the core. You fill out everything on the core, and you can duplicate that and use that to apply for the other scholarships.
Oh, I need to learn more about that. If you could shoot me an email where I can find that for her.
Shoot you an email to my daughter. Her name's Daphne, and she'll give you the insight. Yeah.
Great. Does your daughter live on campus there, or is she in an apartment?
She's in an apartment off campus. On campus is a mess right now with COVID and everything. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I want to talk to you about Myrtle Beach. One of my partners from Business Mastery, the Tony Robbins course, owns a place up in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, well, we can do the event there. That would be a great.
Yeah. It's called the Dollhouse. So I hear they have a big capacity over there.
Oh, I've heard of that place. I think we have one here in Raleigh as well.
Great buffet. Nice. Great buffet.
Yeah. They have a chef and everything.
Okay, I think we'll skip the Dollhouse for a venue for a networking event, maybe a different type of event.
Actually, let me connect you with her because she probably knows 800 business owners in the area.
Yeah, I think it's so close for us, and now that COVID is winding down, we want to go to as many of the networking events as we can around the country. If we can just hop in a car and drive down, it makes it so much easier than them sticking something down our nose to get on a plane.
I got to tell you, I'm so happy for you guys going and to hear about Dominic's great event coming up that just happened, and because we're still on lockdown here in Canada. But please do keep me posted with all the events, especially in Florida, because I have so many connections. Are you working with Eric down there?
Yeah, we talk to Eric every week.
Okay, good.
And I think Mark made that connection to Eric. And okay, so Norma Hollis has joined us from California. Norma, today we decided we're just going to share great news. The question is, what great news is happening in your area, your life, your business? You choose. Just share some great news.
Well, you would ask that today because I just cannot stop smiling today. I woke up this morning about woke up about 5:30, 6 o'clock this morning and grabbed my phone, and I had an invitation. I had an email, and the title was an invitation to be a WBEX speaker for the pre-summit. Now,
tell us more about that.
WBEX is a World Business and Executive Coaches Summit. So they're a group of 186,000 coaches internationally. And their goal is to enhance the whole quality of coaching on an international basis. And I've been one of their coach hosts. They only have 6 coach hosts from around the world, only 2 in the United States. And I'm one of them. I've been a coach host for about 3 years. And then last July, they made the first offer for coaches who are not on the regular summit circuit with them to present their work. And I presented mine in March, presented my authenticity grid. And today I got the email that said that they picked the 2 top ranking speakers from those 8 to speak at the pre-summit. And the pre-summit is cool because it's going to be inviting 186,000 people to watch it. And then from the pre-summit, if you're selected, then you get to go to the full summit. So it's just a repeatedly thing, which is just really good. And then I just got off the phone. It gets better. Yeah, one more. I just got off the phone with the 11 o'clock call that I had, which is why I'm late. And she's a woman who was on my call in March when I gave my presentation. And she was so impressed with it. She's from the UK that she wants to introduce me to the hospitality industry in the UK. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Okay.
Well, I mean, you're always, smiling and happy, but this is like beyond. I mean, it's coming off the screen. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Well, it's happening in several. I'm having 2 industries now giving me big time stuff, because another industry, which is the speaking industry and the whole information selling industry, they have their Shark Tank type event, which was in March, and I was one of the sharks. I mean, I was not a shark. I was one of the shark bait. So I presented mine to 6 sharks, and 4 of them decided they want to promote me. So I've got it coming. I've been working on this stuff for decades, and it's just really coming together. So yeah, I can't stop smiling right now. So
well, congratulations. That's great news, and I think it's inspiration for all of us.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for asking.
Mike Manning.
Good afternoon, everyone. Was in Atlanta last weekend for my nephew's wedding. So it was good to see family in person. The governor of Georgia and the mayor of Atlanta not getting along so well. About a month and a half before the original date of the wedding, the venue was just put into position not to be able to handle a wedding that size. They got lucky and found another location 2 weeks later. So everything turned out well, but just good to see everybody. And that's a lot of fun. So I've had 2 nieces and 1 nephew had to rearrange weddings during COVID, and they all are married.
Well, that's great. And the governor and mayor, you said, went to the wedding as well?
No. The governor wanted everything open. The mayor wanted everything closed. They're not getting along right now. And that screwed my nephew's original venue because they said, no, you can only have 42 people there. We're down from 200. And so they had to move to another venue that could handle them. And it got ugly for a while. They were a little worried, but everything turned out good. And we had a good time.
It's so nice, being amongst other people, strangers and people
Mm-hmm.
But, Sarah and I, we've been going out quite a bit to restaurants, dining outside and inside. And it's just so exciting to do so. At the Charlotte event, people said to us, you really need to put in your advertisements right up front, this is a face-to-face event. Because we are looking for them, and there are so few of them, and we really need them. We need them now more than ever in our life. So we're very excited about it. So I was hearing that one of the BNI groups locally had 65 people on a visitor's day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's huge. That's sort of unheard of to have 65 people at a visitor's day. Those are people that really wanted to get out of the house to have to get up that early in the morning and drink bad coffee.
No, that was a virtual event.
Yep.
Oh, it was a virtual event. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was one of my chapters, man. They just do a great job getting visitors to Visitors Day at that chapter.
They do.
Michelle starts inviting people like 3 weeks ahead, and then sends them reminders, and then sends more reminders. And yes,
she takes their arm and pins it behind their back and said, "You promised to go. You're on my."
No, I mean, it's just the way that she goes about inviting, and it's her. It's not. She doesn't have to do the forcible entry.
Very good. So, okay, Jenny, great news on your front. You're buying a beach house.
Yeah, sure.
You're having Domenic drown your
Sorry,
husband.
Let me go. I have a meeting with Andrew. No, just kidding. No, we I'm still not like 100% on board with the in-person stuff. But we are doing some creative things with a couple of my networking groups. We're doing a sip and shop at a local store in downtown Apex that offers, they closed the store and it's just available to your small group. So there's a few of us doing that. A group of girlfriends from 20 plus years already that we've been friends are planning a trip to Nashville in August. That was not my choice. I wanted the non-melting weather, but everybody else wanted the melting weather. So, because they're from Syracuse. So I was like, fine, I'll melt. It's fine.
When it's that hot, the hotels are pretty cheap.
No, because it's Nashville and it's the summer. So it doesn't, in Nashville, yeah.
Its nickname is Nash Vegas.
Nash Vegas. Mm-hmm.
Nash Vegas.
It becomes like Charleston. It's like bachelor party city. It's like thousands of people invade the city.
So my goal is to win the hotel versus Airbnb battle, which is going to be Airbnb if I have anything to do with it. If I have to go in August, we're staying in an Airbnb for Pete's sake, so that we can, have couches to lie on and, not have to be at the mercy of, and we can get loud. It doesn't matter because we get loud.
Or something like that.
Yeah, there's like, I think there's 8 of us. And then, just plugged on. Oh, I got to do a really fun photo session yesterday that involved confetti, and so that was fun. Because who doesn't like throwing confetti? Just makes you happy.
Everyone likes throwing confetti.
Just fun.
100%. So that's a lot of great news, guys. We have, I shared some of our great news. We're very excited. I mean, the events are to us. I know some of you aren't going to go to live events for a while. I mean, I know you're not, but a lot of people that have never been to live physical events really want to go to them. And we are now up to the number where we're doing 20 events per month. That's from 0. That was from like 1 or 2 a few months ago, now up to 20 events per month. And I would say very soon we'll be back up to over 100 events per month around the country. I want to congratulate our team for that because it was a great accomplishment for them to do that. A lot of our colleagues in the event industry, as well as in the networking event industry, have shut their doors, not to reopen again. We were able to retain connections, at least with all of our hosts, and to keep all our employees employed, and refined our structures and processes so we can come back even better. Rockstar Connect is now more than just a networking event company. We're a full-blown marketing company, advertising, utilizing our large network around the country to create big things. And those of you on the panel have been especially important for helping us keep Rockstar Connect in front of our audience. We have done, of these 3 martini lunches, Domenic, how many have we done?
Are you kidding? I've lost count.
Yeah, no, it's got to be more than 60.
At least 52, because it's been 1 a week for over a year, right?
1 a week for over a year, so at least 52 of these. And I really appreciate it because I see so much, growth amongst your businesses as well, and the way you see the world, and the fact that every week you're willing to bring your great authority and knowledge and information to the networkers around the United States. And one of the things that I briefly touched on this last week that, you know, Sarah and I have sort of changed our views of networking somewhat. We always felt that networking was great because you have to give in order to get. Now, that was part of our motivation. You give and you get. Well, the reality is the best thing about networking is you receive right away. You don't have, your giving is your getting. Having that privilege of being a leader in your community and a connector is better than any wealth that you can create from your business, the ability to help people. And I'm sure that everyone on this panel and all the networkers that are listening to the program today, if you could reflect back over your last week, your last month, your last few months, your last year, you can think of all the people that you had the privilege to help over the last year. Because otherwise we would have been an endangered breed, but I think we're going to come back even stronger, and more people are joining our ranks. There are more people that want to have the lifestyle that we have, that want to help other people, that want to have the freedom, you know, and people like, you know, Mark, Sher, and Domenic, and Adam, and Katie, and all of you are assisting those people in doing it by not only just being a role model, but by grabbing them by the hand and yanking them to our reality. Well, I want to thank all of you. We're going to have a little bit of abbreviated show today, but same time next week for 3 Martini lunch. I'm, you know, particularly happy to see Mark, Sher, and Ray Fuentes after, you know, a long break, and you too, Mike and Arline. And Norma, once again, congratulations for your fantastic success. Keep on smiling. Everyone, thank you so much. Check out the Rockstar Connect website for the event near you.